The first thing that needs to be done is to get that piece of crap out of my ring.
Break it down.
What's up, Maniacs? My name is Mex. I'm a wrestling fan, a wrestling enthusiast, a WrestleManiac, if you will. And today we are back in the studio. We are doing a break it down for the Texas Rattlesnake, Stone Cold Steve Austin. However, I am not alone. We have the usual suspects here when it comes to break it down. So let's go around the room. By my side, we have
Cameron.
And then we got
GG, if you will.
and we got this madman.
Stone Cold Steve Austin. What?
We got the Budweisers are here. They're not even flowing yet.
Should we toast it, Max?
Why not? Let's do
And
it.
let's do a toast to Max, actually, for having over 500 subscribers. WrestleManiac UK, the hardest working man in podcasting history. My guy, Max. Oh, hell yeah.
Let us go. Guys, you're going to enjoy this one, so make sure you hit the like button. Just for that alone, Skillet getting himself wet. Pause.
Clickbait.
Please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and yeah, let's get into it. Break it down, Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Break it down.
Right, first things first, we're going to talk about Stone Cold's aesthetic. So this is how he looked. Did he look like a wrestler? His music, his themes, everything like that. Stone Cold Steve Austin's aesthetic. So the guys are going to write down their numbers for Stone Cold between 1 and 5. 1, it was rubbish. 5 meaning it was top draw in terms of his aesthetic. We're going to start now with Skillet. Skillet, what did you give his aesthetic?
4.
4. Gigi?
3.
3. And
5.
Cam's gone for a 5.
What?
So,
What?
okay.
I'm glad Cam went for a 5. I was going to give him 5.
All right, so Cam, give him his flowers. Let's hear about it.
When you talk about theme songs,
Yeah.
there's
Best.
none ever than Stone Cold Steve
One of the
Austin.
greatest theme songs of all time, bro.
When you hear the glass shatter, the
Hell.
crowd goes nuts. When you hear, no matter what theme it was, it could be the one, the disturbed one. That
Wait, so he had the original one, and then they changed it to that,
Is it
and they changed it
Invasion
back, right?
Yeah.
I hated that
Times,
one.
isn't it?
what?
I hated that
The
one.
2001 one.
Yeah. I think that's also what year it was, but
Invasion times, isn't it? Yeah.
I hated that one. Like,
I preferred the original.
Of course,
Yeah,
the original, 100%.
I didn't like the 2001 one either, but it grew on me. But I didn't like it either, though. Like, I was upset when they changed it at that time. I was like, oh, what? Leave that theme alone. It's like the Nakamura with the rapper, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't mind the Nakamura with the rapper, you know.
It's like it's not that bad, but the original.
Yeah, the original one,
yeah.
yeah.
But it kind of fitted in that time in terms of like, for example, you had Undertaker with Limp Bizkit.
And it's a clever.
Okay, so
In that
that
time.
makes more sense. That makes
people
sense.
hate him as well.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he was a heel them times.
Yeah.
You don't want
Yeah,
that
because you
Stone
don't want
Cold
that
pop.
people cheering with
That's
that
true as
theme,
well. Yeah.
Yeah. No, the theme 100% is enough for me for it to be immediately catapulted to 4. Like, but Gigi, you've given him a 3. So what are the takeaways?
I'll put my hands up like Stone Cold was.
Whoa! Tell me about that.
I'll just say that.
in the podcast.
Yeah. Like, whoa.
At that time, you were wrestling a Georgia Championship
His hands
wrestling.
are always dancing around the
And then-
Tell me
table.
about that.
And then, I didn't consider the theme.
White meat babyface.
That is so good, Gigi.
But, I didn't consider the theme. I probably would have pushed it to a 4 if I'm honest. But
Yeah.
he's bold. He's bold.
What?
Black pants.
What?
Maybe changes up the jacket every now and again.
What?
But the old stunning Steve Austin as well. The aesthetics a bit
Oh
more.
man, and with Brian Pillman, the
Yeah,
Hollywood
like-
Blondes. Oh come on, man, love it.
So,
Well, I mean, actually, that brings a certain conversation because we said Stone Cold Steve Austin. So are we talking about Steve Austin and all his iterations?
you're the boss. You're the boss of us, Mex.
Okay, let's do Steve Austin because that would justify your 3. So
But
as
I said, I probably would consider a 4 with the theme because unmatched. That pop is just
it's
timeless.
nuts, bruv.
But yeah,
Austin,
Bold
for me,
black
the
pants.
aesthetics is one of the best, man. Like theme song, even the Smoking Skull shirts, the jacket, the rhinestones, the knee brace. You know what he used?
The knee brace added much. Like
his ring attire is just what you would. It's exactly what a badass would wear. It's just like no games.
Apart from those tight jean shorts he wore for a little bit, I swear.
Hey, man, even with them tight jean shorts,
yeah.
Hella stunners on those, hitting man with a steel chair. Listen, Austin's one of the. I love Austin. Like you can't talk to me about. Like even with the Hollywood Blonde stuff, right? Like the jackets, the custom made jackets they used to make together. The little the cue cards.
Okay, the cue cards. Yeah.
Bruv, amazing. Like Austin, for me, one of the best of all time. So yeah, I'm gonna give him a 4.
The camo gear.
The camo
gear was hard. Like
the camo gear was sick, bro. Yeah, Austin, man.
Yeah, I do appreciate with the sleeveless vest he used to wear. It had like different designs and stuff on it.
Yeah.
With the stones and stuff. Yeah, man.
Smoking Skull belt.
Yeah, the Smoking Skull belt as well.
Probably is a part of it.
Yeah. He definitely looked like who he was, his character, 100%.
Was he the first wrestler to have a custom made wrestling belt?
Well,
you could
the
argue $1 million belt.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
But that wasn't.
Title,
that wasn't really a world.
Yeah.
It wasn't a title
Someone
per
that
se.
changed the world title to their thing.
He might have been. Yeah, he might have been.
It's Austin.
As
Yeah,
in
but
like
then you
the
could
complete
argue the
design.
straps as well, though.
As in the
Different
complete,
coloured
as in the
straps.
complete design of the
Yeah, of the title.
Okay, because I was gonna say like, for example, like Warrior had
Warrior
different
had
colours.
Warrior had the straps though.
Yeah, I know that's what I mean. I was wondering.
But
yeah.
in terms of like a belt that had like
Actual-
an Austin logo on it and like he's the first one, isn't it?
Yeah, I'll say so.
It
Yeah.
must have been. It must
Yeah,
have been.
$1 Million Man's a good shout, but I think Austin might have been the first ever wrestler to have a customized world
It's
title.
such a shame that the Rock's belt got lost in the mail because that
The rock bottom.
that belt, yeah.
That's just so
He did
unnecessary, though, man.
But no,
Well,
but if-
it's
The
becoming
Brahma
more
Bull, sorry.
necessary
The
now.
Brahma Bull
Yeah,
belt, innit? The
yeah,
Brahma
Brahma
Bull.
Bull.
Yeah.
All right. Despite us all kind of gushing over Austin, we've got very different scores here.
What?
1-5, 1-4, 1-3. So what are we gonna go for?
I would certainly push to a 4. I'm happy with a 4.
I'm gonna stick with a 4.
I don't know about
I'm sticking
5.
with my 4.
I honestly don't
You
know.
wanna
about
you wanna
I
fight
would
your
say
case?
5,
You wanna fight your
I'm gonna say
case?
4.
I'm not gonna fight my case for now, but don't worry. 4 would do.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Austin's aesthetic is a 4.
Break it down.
Right, so we've talked about Stone Cold Steve Austin's aesthetic. Next, we're talking about his promo. So his ability, his mic man, his ability as a mic man, and just how he could command the room he was in, or the ring, the arena, should we say. Backstage promos, going up against others. We'll start from Cam this time round. What have you given him? Another 5. GG.
Yeah, 5, man.
5, and Skillet
Got
5.
on it.
Skillet, talk to us about his promo ability.
Let's be honest, guys. One of the greatest talkers of all time. His promos transcended wrestling. It became pop culture. The Austin 316 promo changed WWE
True.
forever, I would say. The stuff he did in ECW promo wise, the stuff like that, lot of stuff he did to get off his chest at ECW. Those were like him and Mick Foley's promos at that time were like groundbreaking promo. They changed the industry. It's just like it gave people a new outlook of what they can say on the mic, and a lot of it was just coming from their heart. A lot of wrestlers didn't really talk from their heart back then. They would just like challenge that into their gimmick, and Austin and Foley, they just spoke how they felt, and it resonated with everyone. And Austin, like, I mean, it's like this. You know when you were mentioning about, because you made a really good point when we talked about Big E in the last show we did with Mex, and you said that, but I can't remember any promos Big E's. Austin, I can remember the ECW ones. I can remember the Austin 360 King of the Ring. I can remember the promos he did with The Rock leading up to WrestleMania 15. I can remember. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
There's so
yeah.
many promos.
The
that you
catalogue
could
is
think
there,
about.
like-
It's there, and you could quote them, and
Yeah.
he's one of the best promos ever. So Austin.
GG, anything to add to that?
I didn't even think about the ECW days, and
ECW
he
then.
was talking then as well, but
different.
yeah, to command the crowd like with the what chants, and I love, you know how he made that up, innit? It was a voicemail to Christian, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The what? Yeah.
God, I haven't heard this story.
Yeah, so apparently, like, he used to just get on to Christian all
Yeah,
the
yeah,
time.
I
He
knew
didn't,
that,
like,
yeah,
just
yeah.
always,
Prank him.
Yeah.
joshing him or whatever. And then apparently one day he's left him a voicemail, and it was just Austin just reeling off for however long, but just talking to himself and just going, what? What? And then, yeah. So
you
Christian's just
translate-
got this long-ass voicemail from Stone Cold of him just talking to himself, and then eventually, because that's how it started, didn't it? He was saying it to himself, and then The crowd just started joining in on it.
Translated to the segment.
But yeah, to command the crowd like he done with those what chants, for better or worse, like there was a few years there where it was like, this is enough. Well,
it's
I still
disruptive.
wouldn't want to hear it now. Yeah, man, he's just he just goes, man, and you can tell, like you said, it's just all off the cuff. It's all whatever he wants to say.
And like The Rock, like one of the probably the best promo in wrestling history. Like for someone to go toe to toe with The Rock on the mic. Like Austin had gems, man.
But
He
it's
had
their
gems.
chemistry together it's incomparable, honestly.
100%,
Like
the
it's
best feud in wrestling history.
yeah, it's
The best feud
incomparable.
in wrestling history. Austin and Rock,
Yeah,
unbelievable.
It's unmatched. Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, Cam, anything to add?
Apart from the legendary promos that he's cut, we can also add his comedic side to it as well.
Yeah, man.
Yes, yeah,
I would probably
underrated.
say it's probably one of the funniest.
Yeah, man.
So
Natural
underrated.
funniest.
The
Like-
stuff he was doing with the Kumbaya singing, hugging Vince,
Him and Kurt Angle, yeah.
Kurt Angle,
Him and Booker
him
T.
and Booker T, like Austin was, even him and Rock when they were
Him
having
and
funny
Rock.
moments together.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Austin was jokes, bro. He was
Because he-
having too much
yeah.
fun 2001.
Because even like people say about 2001 in terms of his heel turn was shit, but
I loved it.
Nah.
when you look,
I felt everything around it was kind of shit. I think Rob Van Dam saved WWE in ring wise,
Yeah.
and I think Austin saved them with the funny segments. You get what
An
I mean?
angle.
Yeah.
This was when he
An
joined
angle.
the corporation.
Yeah,
Oh,
Vince's
Vince's
Vince's,
thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
this was a time where it was more important not to miss like backstage segments than the match.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
I didn't
yeah.
really care about the match. I just wanted to see like, for example, like what Stone Cold doing backstage with Vince
Yeah,
kind of thing.
exactly.
Him and Kurt Angle just talking.
Just fighting for
Yeah.
Vince's love.
Yeah.
Like, it's just so good, man.
That was classic.
Nah.
Stuff he did with Deborah. But Deborah used to bake the cookies and Austin's the lion, so the cookies are really nice. And so
He's
good,
proper
man.
TV kind
Yeah.
of stuff, especially at that period.
good.
Was he had an injury then, innit?
yeah, that's why. Yeah,
So that's why, yeah, he
Yes,
was.
yes,
a lot.
keep talking again. Yeah.
Yeah, nah.
And even like just as the like commissioner character
Brilliant.
with the quad bike and that whole
Brilliant.
stuff as well. So good, man.
Nah,
He was unbelievable.
proper good. So we've all said 5 for his promo. I mean, sticking with a 5.
100%.
Cool. Promo for Stone Cold Steve Austin 5.
Break it down.
Right, so next we're going to talk about his ability. So this is in-ring ability. How was he as a worker throughout his career? Obviously someone that was kind of hit with a lot of injuries, but how did he manage to get on in terms of his wrestling ability? And I guess, again, we're talking about all his iterations, not just as Stone Cold Steve Austin, so before he was the Texas Rattlesnake. So we'll start with Gigi. What have you given? 4? Skillet?
It should be a 4. But I'm gonna give him a 3.
Okay.
It was close.
And Cam?
giving him a 4.
All right.
Yeah.
So Gigi, talk to us about his in-ring ability.
He doesn't need ability when he's got the Stone Cold Stunner. Like, what more do you need from him? Like, he comes to the ring, hits a move on 4 people, and dust is like, that's it. But yeah, like obviously he was a more technical and putting on better matches maybe in his WCW days. Obviously he had injuries which limited what he was doing, and he made a conscious effort to be more of a brawler. But even those matches were really entertaining, and I can just think of so many. You're not looking for the match quality as such, but the matches are still entertaining.
Yeah.
So for him to be able to have that brawler style, but still be able to put on, these headline matches that we'd go back for is, a testament to him. But then it's not personally what I enjoy to watch as well, which maybe gives him a bonus point because I'd still go back for Austin matches. He doesn't have any real flair. Like he has, the boots, like the mud hole boots, maybe a clothesline, maybe a knee, maybe just this, that, but
I feel like before, especially as Stone Cold Steve Austin, when he was later on in his career and had suffered a lot of injuries, by the time he had got in the ring, you were so invested in the story.
didn't matter.
It didn't really matter because, he couldn't necessarily do so much in the ring because of injuries and stuff like that. But like you say, like his moveset, if you want to say, was kind of basic and straight to the point. But at that point in his career, but yeah, the story kind of told itself before the match had even kicked off. Let's go with Skillet. You gave him a 3.
Yeah, because obviously I grew up watching Austin in WCW, and he was a ring technician. He was a ring general, was very good in the work. That's why they called him the ring master when he joined in '95 in the WWF. I mean, very good in the ring, very technical prowess. But yeah, I can't give him a 4
because he didn't sustain that, unfortunately. Yes, due to injuries, and yes, he did adapt his style to become a brawler, and he still had, like Gigi just rightfully said, he still put on very entertaining matches. But I would say a 4s for me are like.
Here goes the comparisons.
No, but like people that could have sustained it for a long period of time, like the Rob Van Dams. I mean, I'm gonna say Eddie's a 5, but you know what I mean. Like, you know, I don't want, I can't put Austin in that kind of category. So I gotta give him a 3.
He still put on good matches through the lack of ability.
But if you look at his like WWE matches, like his good matches were with like Brett and The Rock. He didn't have much great matches at WWE when you think about it.
Again, it was all story driven. It was story driven. Like
great matches with Kane, he didn't have great matches with Taker.
Yeah, but I'll just go back to him versus Booker T in a
that was good, but
in the supermarket.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? I'm just going back for the band.
When he works with like solid workers, they're great matches. But certain man, he kind of got exposed with certain man. You know what I mean?
You think he got exposed?
Yeah, a little bit. And I guess certain man he's against as well. You know what I mean? They're not that good. Like obviously, Austin had great matches with like Mankind, but Mankind's a great worker. You know. But like, I think Austin's great matches WWE would have been like Brett for sure. That's his best matches.
100%.
The Rock.
Shawn Mania. I was about to say
Mania.
They had some great sequences.
No, not the Mania one.
Well, man.
I think the King of the Ring was better.
Yeah. Who else?
Kurt Angle, SummerSlam.
Kurt Angle, SummerSlam. Yeah.
I mean, it's the names we're mentioning is they're high profile lists, and
two out of 3.
if Austin ain't the man to, because of injury and stuff, maybe bring it out. These guys could have obviously supported him with bringing that out of him, sort of thing.
But my argument is, you say about like lack of ability, this and everything, but when you look at Steve Austin as the character, doesn't it not suit his style? Like, for example, would it have made sense for like an Austin?
You're right.
To use like the ringmaster like ability.
But in 2001 he started wrestling again. He tried to start wrestling again. You remember he started all these like toe holds and
what are you saying? It was poor.
It wasn't working.
Well,
it's like Punk now in AEW.
Yeah, but you could argue that was like during his heel run. So obviously he's gonna slow it down. He's gonna do like the wrestler, all that kind of stuff.
And him and The Rock have hit some of the worst sharpshooters I've seen in my life before. Like, I don't know if it was 19 or one of them.
Those matches were incredible, bro.
But some of the worst sharpshooters
17
I've ever
and
seen.
15 especially. 19 was cool, but 17, 15, those matches were top notch.
This is what I mean. Like, by the time I was seeing a Rock match, because if we're to do Rock, it's pretty much the same story in terms of ability and that. Anytime I was about to see a Rock match, see an Austin match, I'm already sold before the matches began. So I'm not even deep in, especially in my childhood, I'm not deep in if this match is actually a good match or not. Like, I'm just sold by the spectacle. Like,
I love Austin. Come on, but I'm gonna say 3.
So 1 3, 2 4s. What are we gonna say, guys?
I'm honestly leaning towards 3. I feel like I've been a bit generous now.
I mean, what?
Yeah, because I don't know. And like, even when now we're thinking about The Rock, I'm thinking maybe The Rock is probably in ring wise slightly better than Austin. Well, not slightly. He's a bit more athletic.
During that time,
yeah, like he's a bit more athletic. His form's a bit better. So, and I don't even know if I'd probably put him just as a 4. So, but I don't know. I'm probably leaning towards Skillet, to be fair.
I mean,
3 saying that he's just okay.
It's not saying that.
Yeah,
it's not.
Because he's 5s across. Like he might
That's
be
how
5s
you're taking
everywhere
it.
else.
No, but it's like, but
it's not what I'm saying as well. He's a great in-ring wrestler in his day.
Yeah,
but he didn't sustain it. I think that to give someone 4s or 5s, they need to have that longevity, and he didn't have it, unfortunately, because of his injury. And it's not his fault; it's his injury. But like,
so as an average, it's a 3.
That's what I'm saying.
Basically,
I'm not saying he's dead in the ring. No,
of course not.
Far from it. He's one of the, he was a great in-ring technician in his prime days.
You were gonna say one of the best.
No, because he had. I can tell you that quick. Because he had like great matches like Steamboat in his prime days. You get what I mean? Like Steamboat, Barry Windham, like their matches were sick. Arn Anderson, their matches were sick. Pillman as well, like their matches were sick. But I love Pillman, but when Pillman became WWE, he was shattered. He was gone. So I wouldn't give him a 4. But in his WCW days, he was a 4. But because he got injured, he's a 3.
So when we look at ability, though, are we considering their ability to put on a great match or their pure wrestling ability?
Wrestling ability.
He doesn't have to have all the styles, but our favourites are a mesh of more of the one style generally, and he's just in and out brawler style. So could he really be anywhere up the scale without really, learning a Hurricane Rana or
landing a Hurricane
just a little one every now and again
with his knee brace? No, I think it's a very good point. Consistency is important when doing something like this. We can't be just pulling it from a certain matter of years and ignoring everything else, or So, I mean,
okay. So name some other fours. I know we don't like to compare, but I think it helps.
Yeah, name fours.
Some fours for ability.
Put him on the spot. Chris Jericho, RVD, Kurt Angle, Shawn Michaels. I mean 4 and above. Sorry, just four.
Fours. Yeah, because does he fit in that group? Like, is he?
Shit, put him on the spot.
I think overall for his whole body of work, 3 is probably. It sounds harsh.
Where would you put him? 3 or 4 for ability?
I would want to put in 3.5 to be completely honest.
I was going to say that,
yeah.
This is where 3.5 would come in handy.
I do think 3 for everything, especially how he had to wrestle after post-injury and stuff like that. 3 is probably fair.
Oh, hell yeah!
And that's the bottom line, because Meg said so.
Because WrestleManiac UK said so.
So, in-ring ability for Stone Cold Steve Austin, 3?
Yeah.
Well, it's up to Cam. He's got a...
Who's up to me?
So you're happy with 3?
4. I'm happy with 3.
3.
I'm happy with 3. It should be 3.5, but we'll go down to 3.
All right, so in-ring ability for Stone Cold, 3.
Break it down.
Right, so now we're going to talk about Stone Cold Steve Austin's legacy. Out of 5, the guys are going to rate him. I hope you guys have been following along in the comments. Leave us with all of your opinions on Stone Cold Steve Austin. And we're going to start with GG. Legacy for Stone Cold Steve Austin.
We shouldn't even write this down.
Gotta be a 5.
5. Cam?
It's a 5.
It's a 5.
Everybody should have this man on their Mount Rushmore. One of the greatest of all time, Stone Cold Steve Austin. Sure.
Guys, talk to me about the legacy he's left behind in wrestling.
When you talk about pop culture,
He's still one of those
Talk
names,
to
isn't
him,
it?
Cam.
still in a time where Attitude Era was popping.
The man outsold Hulk Hogan on shirts.
Big up Earl. Earl was telling us, I think this was August this year, August 2021, Austin still had one of the, I think, top 3 selling shirts on WWE Shop.
Top 3.
But that just says a lot about WWE's
Oh, it says a hell of a lot about WWE.
creating new stars.
Yeah,
and having
or lack of
decent-
creating new
decent
stars.
shirt designs and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Does.
But yeah.
I mean, I went to the London show in September. They do London 316.
Really?
They go to somewhere else, Denver 316, Birmingham 316.
You have to.
That's legacy.
Think about this, right? I came from the era where, when you said to somebody, "What's professional wrestling?" or "What's wrestling?" the first thing they would say is Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan was wrestling. It's the biggest thing. He made wrestling what it is today. He put wrestling on the map. He made it a viable option for people to make a living. It's Hogan. Yeah. Fast forward to 1998, and I never thought anyone would outsell Hogan, especially when Hogan was red hot with what you're wearing, my friend.
NWOs.
Revamping his career, coming back, proving that he's one of the great, well, at that time, the greatest of all time. Because look, I'm reinventing myself and I'm still doing it, still selling merch, I'm still at stadiums around. And for Austin to come and surpass him, shirt-wise, ratings, sales, box office, everything.
And you've got to take into account all the shirts that people would have had to replace after ripping the Hogan ones as well.
Exactly.
So people are buying doubles, triples.
That's true. That's true.
People probably bought 2 Hogan
Just
shirts.
to rip
One to rip, yeah.
Austin, man, he was a mega star in his day, and I don't think we'll ever get back to that heights at any time soon.
He's just synonymous
He's
with
still
it. Like,
bigger than the stars today. Bigger than
100%.
Cena.
I think Del Boy said it a lot. Like, like he hates to talk to people that go, "Oh, wrestling, yeah, Stone Cold The Rock."
Yeah.
But that is
That's what it
so
is.
That's his
many
legacy.
people
Yeah,
that
yeah.
just, like we are of that age now where, it used to be, wrestling Hulk Hogan, but now it's wrestling
man.
Rock, Stone Cold,
Exactly.
Triple H.
You know what's so funny? There's so many people that don't watch wrestling today and act like they never used to watch it. But when they realized that I started doing the podcast, they were like, "Oh man, wrestling! I used to love wrestling, you know, like Austin Rock." That's the first thing they say, Austin Rock.
Those are the get 98
Sometimes
names,
be
yeah.
NWO, but most of the time it's just Austin Rock. Austin Rock, Austin Rock. And them two are the greatest, man, of all time.
Is he in the Hall of Fame yet? He's not, is he?
He is, yeah. He went in, 2010 was it before that?
2009.
Yeah, 2009, yeah.
Shit, I don't remember.
Yeah, he went in. Vince inducted him. Yeah.
So.
I mean, I don't know about you guys. I don't actually drink beers that often, but whenever I do, whenever I pick up a beer, you see that nonsense there? That's the first thing I want to do.
Pop culture.
He's probably made these like Budweiser or other brands of beers money.
But the bank he made off wrestling and merch is phenomenal.
Like, just the feud with Vince as well is just timeless.
Classic.
That's legacy alone. Like that whole thing is just.
That is things that people will rewatch.
It's
they don't watch wrestling today, but they'll go back and watch. I got a friend named Tony. Doesn't watch wrestling today. But he has the network specifically to watch
that.
the Austin McMahon stuff, to watch the Rock stuff, like to watch his favorite angles growing up, and he still loves it.
And it's the relatableness of that particular story of the jerk boss and the rebel employee, and it makes it very relatable. I mean, I don't think we can talk about Austin as well without talking about the Attitude Era, and just it was him. Like he encapsulated it the most. Obviously, some other guys brought like the raunchy aspects of it and everything, but just the whole fact of being like just a rebel of life, you know, giving teenage boys all that kind of nonsense. Austin 316 shirts everywhere, posters of the rattlesnakes, the beers, of course. I mean,
but people argue that there is an argument that the Attitude Era started with that promo. Like, so.
Oh, with the 316 one, yeah.
Just, it's synonymous with that time, that era.
And like even like legacy, when you hear like a glass being broken,
that's the first thing I think of.
First thing you hear is Stone Cold. I'm not hearing no glass break. Like, oh shit, what happened to you? No, I think about.
Where's Austin?
It was something else, man.
And can we have a special word here for JR, please?
Because
I don't think
Stone Cold.
I don't think I would have ever enjoyed Stone Cold as much as I did if it wasn't for JR being that like fanboy on commentary for him. Like,
this shows you how everything is perfectly aligned together. Like everything just came together.
True.
The right rivalry for Austin, the right storylines for Austin, the right commentary for Austin, the right promo, the right everything. Like they just got everything on point. WWE was unstoppable back then. Unstoppable.
I used to honestly think as a child, like, is there like an actual relation between JR and Stone Cold? Because JR loved this man so much.
Well, I think they know each other from back in the day.
Yeah, there must be. But obviously, as a child, I'm thinking like,
Texas
what's all this?
As well, you know what I mean? Like little Texas. I know JR's from Oklahoma, but you know, relationship and things like that. And you know, they were trying to like gear up Dr. Death Steve Williams, who's another Texan, to face off against Austin, but obviously that didn't work out for him. But they had so much plans with that stuff. So Austin, man.
And then now, obviously, we see him on the network. He's got his podcast. He's done a few TV shows as well, like boot camp kind of shows and stuff. He's tried out the film thing, didn't quite work his way, but
he doesn't like it.
I don't think it's him. I don't think it's him at all.
He prefers the podcast, just be himself, just like sitting down, doing what we're doing now, just talking, just that's it.
Yeah. That Broken Skull Ranch thing was sick though. Have you ever seen that?
Yeah. I think he works well in those kind of scenarios where it's
the environment.
The environment is more him. But on a film set and everything, you can't imagine Austin.
Like, you have to write a role for Austin. He doesn't.
It would have to be a Texas.
Why
film.
the fuck am I saying this? Jesus Christ, son.
Who wrote this shit?
Hollywood stuff.
Even that as well. Legacy. Everyone tries to impersonate Stone Cold Steve Austin.
It's true.
Absolutely, and he ain't got no racism on him. You know what I mean?
I mean,
let's keep it that way.
I mean, except if you watch Longest Yard, but that's a film.
That's a film.
He's one of the best, man.
Definitely so. So legacy for Stone Cold Steve Austin, a 5.
100%. Oh hell yeah.
Oh hell yeah.
What are these guys doing? Oh my God!
Stunner!
Break it down.
Right, so we've done the break it down for Stone Cold Steve Austin, and he comes out at a 4/5 as a wrestler, 4.25 if you want to be specific. I mean, great episode. Just almost reliving our childhood, our earlier years in terms of this guy and the entertainment that he brought for us. And, you know, like we mentioned, he's already in the Hall of Fame. Is there anything else within wrestling you would kind of want to see him do at this point? Or even just with the podcasting, is that enough for you, just, you know, getting those stories out of some of the newer crop?
No, not really. I think he done this time, man.
Yeah.
The perfect send off. You know, I think he's done all. And then he came back and did like Gigi and Cam was saying, he came back and did the commissioner role and stuff like that. He did come back and do other things, but yeah, I think I wouldn't want to see him today.
The only little thing I would say, like looking back, there was that slight chance of him and CM Punk at one stage, which could have been cool.
Yeah.
But, you know.
Maybe Austin Cena.
Now?
I don't know.
No way.
The only thing now I want to see, from Austin is Austin and Rock in a podcast. Sit down.
Yeah, man.
That would be good. That would be very
Rock
good.
needs to be a guest on Austin's podcast, man.
That needs to be like a whole week.
Live show.
Maybe we get that after Rock Roman, when maybe Rock officially retires, because he hasn't done that yet. And then maybe we get...
Roman, right?
Yeah. And maybe that's when we get Austin and Rock sitting down. I mean, they could charge for that. People would pay to watch that. So, yeah, that would be amazing. But thank you very much, guys. We've done Stone Cold Steve Austin now for a Break It Down series. Guys, let us know down below in the comments anyone else you would like us to do. Thank you to Skillet, Gigi, and Cam for coming through today. WrestleManiac UK signing out, and I'll see you soon.